as we were building out Green, these amazing guys came to us who were, over at Zynga. Eric Schiermeyer came to us and said, "Hey, I hear that you guys are the guys to talk to about blockchain. I've been in gaming, and I've got a name for myself in gaming," kind of, he said. And I really want to. I love this concept of blockchain. I want to put games on the blockchain so that children, and I want to help you understand this. This is really important because this was out of his mouth. He said, I want our children to take back control of their eyes and their hands.
So you just saw Stephen Miller, who's the CEO of Connect United, share his story on how he first met Eric Schiermeyer, who approached him at a party on how to go about bringing his vision of gaming on the blockchain to reality. And they then went on to form GALA Games, guys. And this is, again, the birthplace of GALA Games. And if you missed the boat on getting into GALA nodes early, now's your chance to do it with several other projects. This interview is so informative. It's very enlightening. It has been for me, at least. So make sure you stick around, watch the whole thing. You're going to learn a ton, and hopefully it will open your eyes to how much of potential there is if you get involved early, guys. With that said, let's jump right into it. What is Connect United, and why am I talking about it all the time? Guys, Connect United is a social network on the blockchain. It is a community of people like you and me who are leading the way in speeding up adoption of crypto. Connect makes it easy for newcomers as well as seasoned veterans to purchase, install, and run nodes, and in return be distributed these rewards. These nodes will power the network of the many vetted projects that are part of the Connect ecosystem. Not only that, but Connect makes it possible for anyone to share the opportunity and in turn be compensated for any referral that joins the Connect ecosystem and contributes by operating their own node. The more people join this movement, the stronger and more decentralized the blockchains backing these impactful projects will become. So if at any point during this presentation you want to get involved and join the movement, please use my referral link in the description below and sign up for free and start your journey with Connect. I also have several step-by-step guides linked in the description below to help you get started. With that said, enjoy the following presentation.
There's so much that's happening in the blockchain space. And I think the biggest things that people need to understand, especially if you're just entering into this space, is that there is a lot of noise and a lot of mess to wade through. There are so many different projects out there right now, the vast majority of which are just not real. And when I say that, what I mean by that is they don't have technology to back, and they don't have true utility. And most of these projects also that you'll see, they retain and hold a lot of the control. And when I look at these different projects, for me, it goes against everything that blockchain stands for. One of the main reasons why Bitcoin was created in the first place, well, it wasn't really to store value per se. It was to overcome a double spend problem. It was to have a community of a decentralized and distributed platform where individuals could manage that as a group and not have one centralized power. So the reason for the Bitcoin blockchain, and if you've never actually read the Bitcoin white paper, I would recommend it. I don't really understand 90% of what's there, but I've read it, and it's good to kind of go through and see the foundation of why this is so important. Really, blockchain is all about personal accountability, control, and sovereignty. And when you start to understand that concept of blockchain, I hope that each one of you on this call will start to look for projects that follow that similar type of pattern, because that's really what it's all about. The less control you have, the more control they have, and the less blockchain it really is. And so anyway, we jumped into this space. I've been in the blockchain space personally now for about 4 years, which isn't very long. Well, I guess it's a third of how long the blockchain has been around, so it's a little bit. Blockchain has been around for about 12 years now, and but the core of our group has been involved for a long time, since probably 2012, or maybe between 2012 and 2014. When we first got started, we got involved with Bitcoin, of course, and some of the group here were some of the larger Bitcoin miners in North America for quite some time. Had some great experience there. Learned a lot. If you've ever been involved with Bitcoin mining, you've probably determined and you understand that Bitcoin mining, for the most part, is a horrible experience for most people. It's not good. There are high power costs, lots of machinery costs, and this is all before you ever mine any Bitcoin whatsoever. And then if you're involved with the proper mining pools and different things, maybe you'll get some good rewards after a moment. But oftentimes people don't, and they have horrible experiences, again, because of the lack of control, or where they're maybe hosting their devices or whatever that might look like. So as we started our projects, and we started Green first, Green really was based on let's show people how they can use their energy as an asset rather than just a liability, right? We all use energy every single day. We plug in our phones, use energy. We're on these computers, we're using energy. And the reality is, for most of us, that just means a bill at the end of the month. Well, if with blockchain power, we can show people how to turn that bill into an asset, turn that energy consumption into something that will actually bless and benefit their lives, we can start to reprogram the way that we think about all these different types of things. So Green was our first project with that. We started that in July of 2018. It's been mining ever since. It's an awesome project, and we're super excited about it. And like was said, we are working right now to integrate with about 6,000 different energy providers. That's not completed yet, but we are working on that currently. In the meantime, as Switch comes on board, which is another project we talked about, or TAC mentioned, with the crypto debit card, that will allow people to pay with Green their energy bills and all sorts of things, of course. And so that's going to make things a lot easier and more simple also. But in the meantime, for us, we started building Green with a core kind of technology going back to the early days of Bitcoin mining. Because in the early days, you could have a computer just like this that I've got right in front of me, right? You could have a computer and you could mine with that computer plugged into the system, plugged in and running the software, and you would get Bitcoin rewards, right to your own device there. And of course, things have shifted and changed, and now you have to have these massive Bitcoin mining devices that draw a ton of power. Well, for us, it was all about how do we get back? How do we get back to those early more innocent, maybe even better days of blockchain technology? And so we started developing our node software, which is really, we decoupled, or we took apart the software from the hardware, so that anybody, anywhere around the world could run this software on any compatible device. They didn't have to be crazy high-powered devices. It could be your laptop or your desktop. So we built that node software. We actually call that software our Blockbot. And so we built that software. We built our app software, which is where you can store all the rewards, of course. And then we also built our distribution platform. And one of the neat things that I think about our distribution platform is most mining distributions take one protocol into consideration. In other words, with Bitcoin, and I may be getting way too deep, so excuse me for a moment. I wanted to give you a little bit of background here, but
no, that's fine, Stephen.
With Bitcoin mining, you are typically running proof of work, right? And that algorithm is called the SHA-256 algorithm. There are other blockchains that run on the same algorithm as Bitcoin, but it's a proof of works, right? The more hash power you have, the more typically you'll be able to mine and get rewards for it. But that is just one protocol. There's also proof of stake, where if you stake your coins, you can get certain rewards from that distribution. There's proof of storage, where if you are letting your storage in your specific devices, you can get rewarded in the distribution. There's proof of action, which is what we do here at Win and with connecting the Win blockchain. There's proof of power, which we coined with Green. And there's all these different types of mining protocols that can be used in the mining process. So what many of us probably think is mining is actually much broader than we often think. And there's a lot more opportunity there than sometimes is relegated to just one type of blockchain or Bitcoin or something like that. So what we've done really well and what we've created with Green was this ability to incorporate all these different types of protocols when necessary or if applicable to that distribution process. So we've got kind of this 3-core system. Well, as we were building out Green, these amazing guys came to us who were, over at Zynga. Eric Schiermeyer came to us and said, "Hey, I hear that you guys are the guys to talk to about blockchain. I've been in gaming and I've got a name for myself in gaming," kind of, he said. And I really want to, I love this concept of blockchain. I want to put games on the blockchain so that children, and I want to help you understand this, because this is really important, because this was out of his mouth. He said, I want our children to take back control of their eyes and their hands. He said, right now, our children they're gaming, they're stuck in these gaming worlds, and PlayStation benefits, and what are I'm not a huge gamer myself, but Ubisoft and all these other gaming companies, Nintendo, they own our children's eyes and hands for hours at a time throughout every day. He said, if we could do something where our children could own their hands and eyes again, and in real terms, they could earn while they're utilizing, their gifts and talents and having fun and all those kinds of things, we could change the world in gaming. And that conversation led obviously to a lot of different things. We developed Arcade, which is kind of how it started off, and we changed the name to GALA. And we applied the technology that we had built in Green to GALA. And really what GALA became for us was an amazing testing ground where we got to try some different things. Green is kind of our baby. Green we were very, very protective of, because I believe that Green has a much broader reach even than GALA. I mean, GALA's great. It's been an amazing project, and we've done some really successful things with it. It's been fun. We've also had some horrible failures with GALA already, but we've done some things right, and we've figured out a few things, and that's really opened up the door for us to now be able to go and take what we've learned here at GALA and apply it over to Green and to Switch and to Blue and Liberty and Give and all these other now projects that are coming online, because basically what we're able to do is take the same core technologies and apply it now into each of these different spheres. And so that's been really exciting. But yeah, we launched GALA. GALA actually unofficially, I should say, launched in July of 2019. That's when we sold some of the very first nodes from GALA. And it took a while before those nodes could even be run on a computer, on a device. It took even longer before GALA was on any exchange. And eventually, we saw this kind of trickle effect where, as the community grew and as more and more GALA nodes were sold, we started to see GALA, get actually some of the community members put GALA first of all on Uniswap. And if you don't understand, exchanges and decentralized exchanges versus centralized exchanges, anybody that's a participant in any project can typically go and put it up on a decentralized exchange, right? They can say, hey, I want to offer liquidity, I want to put it up here, and they can do that. And so some of the community members in GALA put GALA up on a decentralized exchange. They put it up on Uniswap, I think, first, and then it followed into some of the others. And because of the growth of the community that was happening and kind of the understanding of the true utility of that project, it started to really rapidly grow. And this year really has been the year where we've seen the most growth of all. I mean, literally back in December, I think it was December 28th of 2020, GALA was at 0.0001 cent and a little bit some change, right? It was at a 10,000th of a cent kind of thing. And here we are almost a full year later, and GALA, you saw it on CoinMarketCap just a minute ago, it's just over 50 cents. That is unbelievable growth. Actually, that's more than 30,000% growth. That's like 300,000% growth from its low point to today. And so it's exciting. That being said, and I want to iterate this over and over and over again, because what I hate is when I get on or I hear other groups and presentations where guarantees are being thrown out all over the place, and you got to be careful, guys. I'm telling you right now, the blockchain is riddled with frauds and fakes, and people that will guarantee you 1% a month or 6% a month or whatever it is, or even a year. I mean, just anytime people are starting to guarantee these types of returns, number one, either they don't understand blockchain, or number two, they're scamming you. Because what we are building is real projects. Gala has seen tremendous success, but that doesn't mean that Gala is going to continue to go the direction it has. I think and I hope it will, because I understand its utility, and I see the different groups that are that we're partnering with to really change and to revolutionize the gaming space. But that doesn't mean anything, right? It really, when it comes down to the value of the token, that is a factor of the individuals that are using it. Are they in? Are they playing the games? Are you in there playing the games? Like right now, you can get in and you can play Town Star and you can start earning town. You can swap that town for Gala or for USD or other things. You know, I mean, so you can do that right now from your in-game play. But that doesn't necessarily guarantee anything. So I just want everyone to understand this, right? And so we are taking the same path that we laid with Gala. We are starting with green first, and then we're going to be doing the same thing with Switch and with Blue and with Liberty and all of our other projects as they come online. Digger is another big one, which we didn't even talk about. But Digger's coming on, which is DIGR, or Digital In-Ground Reserves, which is a precious metals backed digital reward. That one we're really excited about. Well, we're really excited about all of them, but that's another kind of a cool one because we're partnering up with some high profile individuals that have TV shows and all that kind of stuff for that one too. So just keep on the radar for that. But the neat thing, like I said, is we have real technology with what we're doing. That core technology that we started with green is being stamped out and utilized, of course, with Gala, with the Win blockchain, with Liberty, with Switch, with Blue, with Digger, and all of these. We've got probably in total, I think 13 or 14 different projects right now that are kind of in the mix that we're developing. And the neatest part about that is, again, they all have a huge backing. So maybe I'll take just a minute before I turn the time back over. I'll take just a minute to help you understand a couple things. Each of the projects that we're working on, in my mind, are massive in and of themselves. I mean, Blue, we are revolutionizing the way that people think about healthcare. And normally, when you're sick, you pay the doctor. Well, we are trying to show people how, if they are making healthy choices, you can get rewarded, right? Instead of you rewarding the doctor for being sick, you can now be rewarded yourself for healthy choices. It's revolutionary. As a matter of fact, with Blue, we're also we have ways that we can track that. Actually, there's a software we've teamed up with the company called Canary, and they actually have given us the blockchain exclusive on. They've got a software that uses voice recognition to determine. It can basically tell you if you're depressed, if you're not feeling well for different things, and this isn't FDA approved, and this isn't, we have to be very careful right now because this is still in development. But these are the guys that developed Alexa, that technology, who are now working on this. And so we can't make medical claims, and we're not going to make medical claims of any kind of sort there. But the cool thing about it is it gives us a reading that we can then use to make better choices. If someone is depressed and we say, hey, well, go exercise and, go, drink more water and go do some of these different activities, we can actually show them, we can show their score going from wherever it was to a better score based on this new voice recognition technology that proves kind of some of that out that we're talking about. So there's a lot more that's being developed on that, but that is extremely exciting because this is just massive technology breakthrough that's going to be exclusive to the Blue blockchain. Switch is also, you've probably seen a lot of other crypto debit cards out there. Most of them, the ones that we've seen anyway, you can't really travel with them. They're region based. And so if you travel outside of a certain region, then it doesn't work anymore. And there's all sorts of nuances, high fees and limits and all that kind of stuff that makes it really, really difficult to use as you would maybe your normal debit card or something like that with a bank account. With Switch, though, it's going to make a lot of that just way more easy. And it'll make it so that as you're mining rewards in the different projects, you have now a really simple way to transfer those mined rewards from digital reward into fiat currency. So that's also super exciting. Let's see what else. Blue, green. Oh, Liberty. I mean, Liberty's huge. Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm really excited about Liberty for a number of reasons. One of those is that we're working with first responders and veterans all over the world. This is not, just so you know, this is not just US based. We know that there are countries all over the world that require service for your country and different things like that. And you gain, there are certain skill sets that are gained by those individuals. There's also obviously a lot that they go through, and there are a lot of companies and charities and things that exploit veterans the wrong way. They use that story just for gain or just for their own profitability. And we are working now with some amazing veteran groups who see this as an opportunity to provide greater entrepreneurship for veterans specifically, but also to allow them to use their skill sets in different ways that they haven't been able to before. And so part of that whole process is going to be based around security. There's both home security, but also telephone security. We're working with a group right now that is building a phone technology that functions very similar to a kind of a combination of Telegram and Signal and WhatsApp that has that encryption and safety in the conversation all built into a phone. So the network providers also can't access that information. We're really, really excited about this. Again, it's about that sovereignty and freedom that we've been talking about here, kind of running along those same blockchain ideals. And then I already talked about Digger just a little bit. The win blockchain is really being able to win as you share really viable and amazing blockchain technologies with other people. Not only are you able to earn crypto for that, but you can also earn in the distribution of Win. And Win will actually act as sort of a stable coin that all of these others will trade into very easily. And so there's just a lot of huge benefit. I know that I am like speaking very quickly. I'm giving you a lot of information here.
That's fine.
My goal was just to give as much as I possibly could, but also to help you understand and to give you fair warning that with every blockchain project, there is risk associated with it. There are no guarantees. We believe fully in what we're doing here. I'm all in to these projects. My background is in real estate and personal development and all sorts of things that I've been involved with in the past. And I have literally left all of that because what I'm doing here not only is so fulfilling, but I also understand something. I understand that with real estate, no matter who I was talking to, I was really only talking to about 1% to 2% of the room. With blockchain, no matter who I'm talking to 100% of the room. Everybody can participate, whether it's with a couple dollars or a couple $1,000,000. Like it is the game. The field here, the game field has been opened up to everyone to participate and everyone to play. And that to me is not only really exciting, but I have already with GALA seen people who have been struggling from paycheck to paycheck to now become multimillionaires. Again, no guarantees for anybody, right? You'll hear me say that over and over and over again. And I hope that as you all if you choose to participate at whatever level you choose to participate in, that you use the same language, that you say, that you let people know there are no guarantees. Yes, there's risk. Put in what you feel like you might be able to lose, right? And if it goes where we think it's going to go, if it does what we hope it's going to do, it may be the greatest thing you've ever done, financially speaking, right? Those possibilities are absolutely there. There's just no guarantee of that. So you have to be aware of that, right? And so I want to always make sure that I am painting an appropriate picture with everybody. This has been the greatest thing that I've ever done. And I've done some really great things. I've been involved, like I said, with real estate at a massive level. My real estate company, just to give you an idea, we helped people buy over 5,000 homes here in the U.S. That's big in terms of real estate. These are big, most of these properties were in the 200,000 to, or let's say 150,000 to about $250,000 range, right? And so we've done a lot of real estate with people. That was awesome. I was one of the first people, my group, not just me, my group were one of the first groups to go in when the market crashed in 2007 and 2008. We were one of the first groups to go in and purchase their first tape of homes that they were selling, this block of homes that they were selling to investors. We were one of the first ones to get in there, and actually we purchased the very first one. And again, we got the real estate for like pennies on the dollar, right? It was really exciting. That pales in comparison to what I've been able to do in the blockchain space, and what we've been able to accomplish here with GALA and now with Green and some of these other projects that are coming online. So um, hopefully I've painted an appropriate picture for you and giving you some good information to chew on. But I can stick around for a minute if you guys have got any questions, or if I've missed something that you want me to touch on, please let me know.
Yeah, no, Stephen, no, that's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you've described also what's coming in the pipeline as well as what we've got in the space at the moment. A couple of things I would like to do while I've still got you, if I may. Okay, there are about 17 questions that we've gathered for you. Hopefully we can rattle through them really quickly. But before we do that, can we just go through what the sign-up procedure is to get involved, and then what you know, at a very high level, what the comp plan looks like for people?
For sure. Yeah. So I'll go into just like you said, a high level.
Yeah.
The comp plan is actually built like a blockchain. And again, we did this on purpose because the comp plan is a blockchain. It will be a blockchain. And so the way that works is a simple two-level compensation model where you get paid on your sales and then the sales from someone, you know, below you who you brought in who also sells, right? So you can get paid up front on those two sales, those two levels. Everything after that goes into kind of a global bonus pool structure. And the way that you earn into the global bonus pool is just by all of the activities that you would think would earn you, right? And so say all those same activities. So if you have block bots, if you're running those block bots, you get points for that. If you have individuals that you brought in who are running their block bots, you get points for that. Every time you earn in the compensation model in the Win blockchain, which is what it's called, every time you earn in the Win blockchain $100, you get a point for that. Anytime someone that you brought in earns $100, you get points for that. And so all these points are all revenue-based points, right? It's all action-based here inside of the Win blockchain. And so as you gain these points, the points are then weighted on a scale. Your daily points or your daily actions are worth more than your actions from a year ago, right? Which is clear, I think. And so on that scale, then it goes through a little mathematical equation, and you receive your complete win score. The individuals with the highest complete win score will rank the highest and will earn in the highest end pools. The global bonus pool is split up into 5 different levels, and the top is split amongst the top 50, and then the top 500 with a second level, top 5,000 with a third level, top 50,000 with the fourth level, and then everyone who owns and is running a block bot actively gets to be part of that 5th level. So that's kind of very simply. Again, we have documentation. We can send this out, you know, for everyone to kind of review and to look at and to go through on your own time to read through. But it really is a 2-level deep compensation model with a global bonus pool that you qualify for by just doing all the actions you would normally do.
And that's brilliant. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. And the sign-up procedure, Stephen, can we just quickly go over what that is as well?
Absolutely. So the sign-up procedure, if this is your first interaction here with Connect, then whoever invited you here can send you a link to go and sign up. It's actually very, very simple. That link that you get will take you through a process where you can sign up your free account first, and then you can go there from your free account into actually being able to sign up and pay for whatever package you might want. And of course, you always have the choice. You can choose any of the nodes that we are selling individually, or you can choose to come in and purchase a node bundle, or what we call a Blockbot Bundle, which is 5 of the top nodes right now that are selling, all kind of put together into one bundle. And that also gives you a little bit of a discount. I think you get a 10% discount currently when you buy those together. One thing that's important to note, though, is this functions the same way that GALA did in the very beginning, which is every time a node is purchased, it increases the cost of those nodes by $1. And that is part of kind of built into the whole algorithm here and how that works into the smart contract. And so every time, every time a node is purchased for any of the individual blockchains, that purchase will increase the value of that node or the cost of that node by $1, right, of that particular blockchain. And this incentivizes a lot of things, but it also, incentivizes obviously those that are serious to move as quickly as possible, but it also incentivizes those that, to get the very most nodes that they can, because eventually the goal of what we're doing here is these nodes will be, the node licenses will be created into NFTs. And those NFTs, of course, as the value or the cost of those nodes go up, will have a greater value. And in GALA, just to give you an idea, a year and a half or 2 years ago, GALA nodes were selling for about $1,000 a piece. And if you're up to speed on the GALA project, right now the GALA node, I don't think you can get a GALA node for less than 75,000 right now.
Yeah, that's right.
And so obviously the individuals that bought those nodes early on are super stoked. But the cool thing about it, people that are buying those nodes right now for $75,000 are still really, really excited, because if you look, again, I come from a real estate background, and I compare a lot of things to real estate, right? If I buy a real estate property here in the US, and if I was going to put $75,000 into a real estate property, I would usually, I mean, if it's through the system that I know how to do, I could probably cash flow a property $300 to $500 a month. Okay. So putting $75,000 in, that's some of it for the down payment, some of it for closing costs, some of that for a sleep well at night account, just kind of giving you some round numbers here. But I could probably cash flow on a property $300 to $400 a month. If I buy a GALA node today at $75,000, you saw the results already. The daily distribution right now is right around 300, and I think I saw 324 GALA per node, or roughly right around there, right? That fluctuates a little bit. Right. But again, doing the math, right? That's $160, or let's shoot low. That's $150 a day. Well, $150 a day is a lot different than $300 or $400 a month, right? This is why the mainstream, the world that's looking at this is saying, oh my gosh, this is the greatest thing ever. It's great now. It was greater though at $1,000 per node. And so that opportunity is real right now with Green and Win and Liberty and Switch and Blue. All of those nodes right now are currently, they range right now between about $2,500 a piece and about $5,000 a piece. So there's still some massive, huge opportunity right there. And it's just going to keep on growing, because people are looking for really good projects, and we've got them here. So
yeah, and we've got the community here as well, Stephen, to make it go. Yeah, and I
know absolutely.
I know we want to limit it to 1 million users, but I think we'll get there quickly.
I think we'll actually have a lot more than 1 million users. And here's the neat part about it is, there is a limited number of full nodes, but there are also fractionalized, I should say, or smaller nodes that people can purchase. We call them droids, or just kind of the smaller node. So there's a node and a smart node, or a droid and a blockbot is kind of our verbiage that we use. But anyway, the point is there is opportunity. When people don't have, maybe $5,000 to spend on one node, they can buy a smaller droid, or is what we call it, right? They can buy a droid that will still do work. It just won't get you exactly the same results, of course. It won't get you as much as a full-on blockbot would. And so that's really important to understand. Is there is opportunity, like I said, for everybody. It doesn't matter where you are. You can participate at any level.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Stephen, I know your time is precious. Can I just rattle through some of these questions that the guys put together? Is that okay? So let me go with question 1 first, okay? Which is, when will sign-up errors be fixed? Because I know we've had a couple of issues, in the pre-launch, if you like.
Yeah, thank you. And we are still in kind of our alpha mode right now, and there are some little things and nuances that we're working through. We have identified some of those issues, and we've fixed as many as we have seen, I think. And if you're still having issues, there's a couple things that I would recommend first. And maybe you've already done these things, but always make sure that you go through and clear your cache. If you have tried to sign up once before and utilize your email in a sign-up process and you got stuck anywhere, that may be a separate issue that will need to be addressed differently. Because we had a few people that did that. And then, of course, if you signed up once already with that email, you're not going to be able to sign up again. And so check those things, cleared cache, try again. If not, put a ticket into support. If you're already kind of part of us or started that process, let us know. We are going through those because of kind of some of the massive influx that we've had in the last month and a half to 2 months. We are a little bit behind in catching up with some of those support tickets. So just be patient with us. We will get to you. It's just taking a little bit longer than we otherwise would do it.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Stephen. Question 2 I've got is, when can people see their downline in their login?
Thank you. That is being worked on right now. There are two things that we've been working on that will make a lot of the access, or a lot of what you're doing, more visible. The first thing is our Blockbot report, and that will, we are so, I feel like I've been saying we're so close for 2 weeks now, and that's frustrating for me as well as I'm sure as a lot of other people.
Yeah.
But that is the nature of software development. Oftentimes we think we're super close, and then we uncover a bug, and then we have to go fix it, and it takes a little bit longer. So we are almost there. I've seen a working demo of the Blockbot report, as well as so real quick, the Blockbot report is the ability to see your specific nodes and droids, or Blockbots and droids, and to see their production, right? All of the different products that you personally have purchased. That's what the Blockbot report is for. The Connect Pay app is where you will see your sales, your individuals that you brought into the Win blockchain, all of that. So I've seen a working demo of both. What has not been implemented yet, though, is the ability to kind of see your tree or your group, right? Your actual individuals. That is still under development, and I'm hoping that we're not too far out, but we will continue to update as we get more information on that one.
Okay. I think question 3 you probably answered, but just to go over it quickly, I saved $2,000 to get a full node. Now the price has gone up to more than double for the green and switch. Why is that? I think we probably explained that.
Yeah, it's because the value and the cost of those nodes go up $1 per node sold. So these are, again, and I can't stress this enough, if you're serious about this, don't wait any longer than you have to. And I know that, especially for some people who are getting started with blockchain, there is a learning curve, and it's not what most of us are used to. Usually you pull out your credit card and you pay, you pay for something and it's immediate. On the blockchain, you have to transfer that money over first. Oftentimes there's a holding period of 7 to 10 days, depending on where you transfer that money from and how it got there, and the KYC process. And so you have to go through that. And then you cannot obviously use that to purchase, use that Ethereum to purchase. That's just part of the blockchain. And so I would just recommend to anybody, if you're ever going to do this, whether it's now or later, I'm going to say something that's probably not going to be popular for a lot of people. Maybe I won't say it. I'll tell you what I did. So this is not a recommendation, nor is this any advice. And I don't give recommendations or advice. Okay. But what I did a long time ago is I stopped using bank accounts to hold my assets. I put everything that I owned into crypto, everything. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people. But I put everything I owned into crypto. I mean, and what I mean by that is, any liquid assets, right? I put all liquid assets, I threw it all into crypto, and it was the greatest thing I've ever done. And it's also super risky, right? And when the market goes up, I have really fun, exciting days. And when the market comes down, I'm like, oh gosh, and I stress out a little bit, so that's also the reality. But because I did that, it prepared me for a lot of other things, and it allowed me to move quickly, because I already had things in there, and I could then move fast, and I can buy my own nodes quicker now because it's there and it's prepared. So again, that's not advice. I'm not advising anyone to do that at all. But that has been the best thing that I ever did, and I've been living off of crypto now for the last 3 years or so. So.
Brilliant.
Sorry, just a quick question in connection to that, Stephen. Sorry, I'm adding more questions on. A quick message from one of the leaders, Harvinder. He says that in the future, could one node cost $1 million?
Thank you. It potentially could. So what's eventually going to happen? So first of all, there's a limited number of nodes. So let's just understand that first off, right? There's a limited number of nodes. I believe the number is 100,000 nodes per blockchain. I'll have to confirm that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe that was the number. So there's a limited number of nodes. Once those nodes are NFT'd, right? Once they have become NFTs, yeah, the value of those nodes could go as high as you could probably conceive, just like many other NFTs right now. It really depends on the value that they're creating, and then the value that people place on those nodes based on what they're creating. So yeah, that I don't think there's any real limit to what they could be. in terms of being sold within this system, it will never get that high because it goes up $1 per node that's sold, right? And so it could never get that high for any one particular blockchain that way. But once it becomes an NFT, yeah, there is that possibility it could go way higher.
Which probably is timely to come on to question 4, actually, which is how many green coins are currently in circulation, total supply, and total nodes?
Thank you. So the total supply of all of our projects is 50 billion. 50 billion. So it's the same with GALA. GALA has 50 billion. There's the total supply. And I should say this: it's not the total mine. So there are no pre-mined coins. Just so you understand, with any of these projects, nothing is pre-mined. This is not an ICO. It never has functioned that way. Everything is mined as a fair mining kind of opportunity, right? It's those that own the nodes and are there from the beginning obviously will receive the most because they'll be there from the very beginning. But nothing was ever pre-mined. That being said, you can actually go onto Etherscan right now. I don't know the exact number that's out there. Currently, I haven't looked at it in a little bit. It's probably somewhere for green. I think it's somewhere around 39 billion that have been mined. I think something like that. I have, like I said, you can go on though and look on Etherscan and search for green or get the contract address off the website and look at that specifically. But I think it's right around there somewhere.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Someone just posted the amount right there.
There you go.
If that was from Etherscan, then that might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Do we have a launch date, Stephen, for the other nodes like Switch, like Liberty, Digger?
Thank you. So right now, in all the verbiage that we have, we are saying that it could take up to 180 days to get those launched.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to take that long, but that is the verbiage we're using, and we're using that, of course, on purpose because we want to under promise and over deliver. That is our goal. I think we're probably 1 to 2 months out from that. Maybe a little bit less than 2 months out, possibly. So, but that's just my hope. I mean, that's my belief based on where we are, but it could take longer. So we do have that disclaimer out there of 180 days potentially.
Okay, no, that's good. Thank you. When will the utility for the green node be implemented? Do we know?
No, we are working on it right now, and this is one of those things where obviously we're working with third parties, and until those third parties are completely on board, it's kind of still up in the air, and it's not completely under the control of any of the green community members that are pushing this kind of forward. But at the end of the day, if worse comes to worse, and I say that carefully, but if let's just say for some reason no power company wants to integrate, right? It won't really matter with Switch. So with Switch, it'll make all that possible and probable. And with one of the other things that we're working on right now to implement is our reverse staking technology, which basically will allow individuals that as they use their green to pay their power bill, could actually receive green in return. So most staking programs, they say, hey, hold your coins, don't use them, don't transfer, don't do anything. If you stake them in this smart contract, you can receive a certain amount of coins in return. Yeah. Well, with the reverse staking, we're saying, no, please use them, but use them for the proper thing. Use them to pay your power bill. And if you do that, you can actually receive those a certain percentage of those green coins returned to you as well. And so we're working on that right now. That to me, I think is going to be one of the greatest use cases. So regardless of whether we're able to actually fully function inside of a different power provider's ecosystem, we'll be able to still do this with Switch and that reverse staking, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah. Okay. What other uses will there be for the green node, such as NFTs, staking, and so on? Is there any possibility for those?
Sorry, say that again.
So, is there any other uses for green, such as NFTs or staking?
Yeah, there will be some staking opportunities as well. I think each of our projects. So we had tremendous success, obviously, with NFTs. With GALA, we learned a lot about that world. GALA, has now written contracts with some different movie projects. Sin City is one of those. They're doing some things with to create NFTs for them, and so we've had a lot of experience now in the NFT realm. And I believe that we'll be applying a lot of that technology to each of the different projects, not just through the licenses, but through other distribution boosts or different things that you can receive as you are involved and get some of those different NFTs and things like that. So that there are options and possibilities there. What was the other part of your question? Sorry.
When will they launch? I think it is, Stephen.
The different projects.
So what other uses will it be for green, such as NFTs and staking, and when will they launch?
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So there are different potentials, and when they'll launch, I don't know yet. We're still working on that. So that great question though.
Yeah. Okay. How will the green price be stabilized if there was a rush on to sell the nodes?
How will the green price be stabilized? So here's one thing that people need to understand, I think, again, and I think there may be some confusion because with a lot of other projects, people talk about, hey, this project is going to go up to 5 cents by this point, and this is going to do this by this point. Well, those are all fake. Again, I just want to help you understand. Any project that says that, hey, we're going to get the coin, it'll be 5 cents by the end of the year, and they're guaranteeing that, those are just fake projects, and they're not real. A lot of everything that we're doing is based on community use and community involvement, and those that are mining the rewards and receiving those rewards, if all of your intention, like, it doesn't matter what the project is, if everyone that's associated with the project gets in and mines and says, we're going to dump these coins as soon as it has any kind of value whatsoever, there's nothing anybody can do about it, because it's a real blockchain. If it's not a real blockchain, if it's fake, then yeah, maybe they can stop people from doing that, or they can do other things. But you have to be careful about those, again, because they're in control, and the community is not. And so this is what we're doing, I think, to offset some of those fears that people might have, is creating that true utility, is creating that reverse staking program that will allow people to earn appropriately as they are legitimately using it for what that use is supposed to be. And of course, as more and more people get to be part of the project, and we start to implement other things, like, right now I can create green at 10 cents per kilowatt hour here where I am. Someone in Hawaii, it's going to cost them 50 to 60 cents per kilowatt hour. And so there's some swapping there, or some trades there that could happen easily, where I could receive huge benefit, but so could they. And as we start to look at really this on a global scale, and the opportunity and possibilities there, I think it's just going to go like gangbusters. Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you. Okay, what next one? Major wallets for green on the blockchain. Who will be holding those?
Yeah, great question. There are a lot of really big, early participants in green, people that have been around for a long time. And fortunately and unfortunately, the nature of the blockchain is unless you know who owns the wallet, you don't know. It's all encrypted, and that's, again, the nature of a true blockchain project is, I don't know who Satoshi Nakamoto is. I don't know. I don't know who owns the most Bitcoin, or who that individual is. There's no way to tell.
Yeah. That makes sense. At some point, will there be initiation of the green token burn?
Sorry, say that again.
Will there be a burn of the green token at some point?
Not that I'm aware of. I guess if for some reason we decided to move from one blockchain to another as a supporting chain, like right now, green is an ERC20 token, so it's built upon the Ethereum blockchain. And if we decided to go to another one, that conversation may come up. But that also is going to be something that's going to be done in the community, and the community will be able to direct and to choose. The node owners are the ones that make those choices, right? So, possible, but it's not part of the plan right now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, the credit card facility for Switch. Do we know when that will be ready?
Yeah, almost. So I think that they are shooting for the middle of January. They're almost done with almost everything. We actually have our BIN numbers for most of the different regions right now. They're very close on that. They've been coordinating with kind of the exchange that we're working with for that. And we're getting really, really close. As a matter of fact, we had Brad, I think, on a larger call. Brad is one of the, heads over there at Switch, and he'll be on some future calls as well. But yeah, they're not too far out now.
Brilliant. Okay, next one is $500,000 package that were bought on pre-launch, so very early. Have they doubled in price as well?
Thank you. No, those actually packages will remain the same price point. What will happen is it will function very similarly to like the Bitcoin blockchain, where the difficulty of the mining will increase. So in other words, those packages, we want to keep levels where people can participate at lower package levels or lower cost points. All that means is what they will mine, or their ability to mine, will decrease over time.
Okay, thank you. What's the benefit of bundles? Now, I know we've said it's, you get 10% discount.
10% discount, that's the benefit.
Yeah. Okay. Can I upgrade my package? And if so, how long will it be available to upgrade?
No. So the upgrade doesn't really work, but you can purchase a new package that will work. Yeah, because these are separate licenses in total.
Okay. And the last one, Stephen, that we've got here in this bundle is the business compliant with SEC, and how?
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the how is an interesting question, but I can tell you that we have spent a lot of time with varying regulatory bodies here in the United States. One of the reasons why we're here in the United States is because we understand that if we can get it to work here, it can pretty much work anywhere, right? Most other crypto projects start in other locations because the rules and regulations are very minimal, or a lot less than they are. So yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of conversations with people that have worked in the SEC, that do work in the SEC, individuals that have worked in the FBI and currently still do work in the FBI. We've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people in those different regulatory bodies. And so for us, our goal is always to be very, very cautious. We're always extremely open with everything that we're doing, and we will continue to act in that way, because again, for us and for these projects, it's not about us. This isn't about me, and it's and it's not about how much I can accumulate myself, because if I accumulated all of it myself, I'd have nothing. It would be worth zero, right? And so for me, it's about how many people can I help to participate in a project where they understand it, where there's no guarantees, there's nothing promised, but they get it, and they want to support it because they believe in it, right? That's really what it comes down to. And really, for the SEC and most of these other regulatory bodies, the biggest thing is, number one, we've never been and will never be an ICO. We've never done that. Everything that's ever mined is mined from node owners that have the nodes, and they're mining. There's no pre-mining. It's a fair mining project, right? So all those different things are kind of part of that whole system. And then, of course, just making sure that we are accurate in our explanations, that we're very compliant in what we say, that we paint a very appropriate picture with all of it, and let you know that there's no guarantees, there's absolute risk in everything, and buyer beware. But again, I think that what we're doing is going to revolutionize a lot of different industries, but time will tell as to whether that's true or not, right?
Yeah, so. Exactly. No, Stephen, that's been brilliant, honestly. And we're all really, really excited with the projects that are going through at the moment. I know we've taken up a lot of your time, and thank you for answering the questions as well. Tak, is there anything else that I've missed at the moment while we still got Stephen on the call?
No, thank you very much, Stephen, for answering these questions. And sorry if my webcam's very grainy.
No, that's all right.
I just use my computer playing video games, including Townstar now. I'm getting some NFTs and OpenSea. Just want to say thank you. I know a couple of the leaders in the chat had some questions, and guys, we did say to get these questions sent to us earlier so we could ask Stephen, because Stephen's time is obviously very precious.
Yeah, friends, so, I do have to run, but I know that we'll do this again. We'll
absolutely.
We'll set up some other calls. But let me just say this for those that are still on the call. I know we've had a few drop off, but you know, we're coming up on the Christmas season, and there is nothing more important to me than friends and family and relationships. And I'll tell you right now, I look back at the last several years, and there is a big part of me that wishes I would have been a little more firm, or maybe even a little more forceful with my friends and family. Told them a little bit more, and made them ask more questions, because I've seen the growth and the benefits of what this can do. And I just, as you're sitting there talking to your family, again, no promises and no guarantees, and don't make any to your families or friends or anybody like that. But help them understand why the blockchain is so important, why it's so powerful. Help them understand the industries that we are changing and disrupting. I mean, big time, right? This is what we're doing. Help them understand that, and then get them on a call. Like, let's give them the information. I'm not here to twist anybody's arm. As a matter of fact, I could care less what anyone decides after I've had a chance to at least tell them what it's about, right? If they say, no, it's not for me, then it's on them. Then it's on
Absolutely.
them. But at least let's get them the information, right? That's what really, to me, as you're sitting there with your family and friends, just open your mouths. Let's talk to them about it.